Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. 1. Abby's reawakening. No more waiting in the wings. Abby Newman has been through the ringer. From surrogacy struggles to Chance's repeated disappearances to now facing his final exit, Abby is left emotionally exhausted but not defeated. What needs to happen now is a full transformation. Abby should step into the power role she was born for, not just as the daughter of Victor Newman and Ashley Abbott, but as a self-made woman. Let her pivot from heartbreak into ambition. She could take over society and turn it into a luxury empire, perhaps opening locations in Paris or New York, proving to everyone, including her family, that she's more than just a name. But deeper than business, Abby needs a romance arc that doesn't involve pain or compromise. Perhaps a mysterious investor enters the picture, a man from her past or someone completely new who isn't intimidated by her legacy or haunted by her late husband. Sparks must fly, but in a way that doesn't rehash old tropes. This time, Abby chooses herself first. Point 2. Devon faces the consequences. Chance's departure leaves behind more than a grieving family. It reopens the question of Dominic's future. Devon, as Dominic's biological father, now has to step up in more ways than one. This is the moment for his character to face tough truths and moral crossroads. That Devon's journey needs to shift from helpful co-parent to a man wrestling with what kind of father he wants to be and what kind of partner. Does he want to be part of a family with Abby again? Or does he walk a separate path and fight for sole custody? This storyline should become the emotional center of the show for a time, delving into modern questions of paternity, identity, and family. The show must show Devon not as perfect, but as deeply human, especially when the Winters family questions if he's becoming too Newman adjacent, and perhaps, just perhaps, Chance left behind a letter or message for Dominic that complicates everything. Point 3. Nina's new mission. Digging up dirt or digging into grief. Nina Webster's return to the screen was brief but powerful. Her loss is palpable, and the fans are hungry for more. This is the perfect opportunity to give Nina a serious arc. Instead of fading away in grief, Nina should become obsessed with discovering why Chance left or died, depending on how his exit is ultimately written. What if she suspects foul play? What if she thinks Victor had something to do with it, or even that Christine covered something up? Let her become a sleuth again, this time outside the law. She starts digging, and what she finds could change everything. Maybe Chance stumbled onto a massive corruption case before he left. Maybe there's a secret enemy no one saw coming. Or maybe Nina's obsession blinds her to the truth, causing rifts between her and Abby, Devon, or even Christine. Her arc could climax in a courtroom showdown, a surprise arrest, or a tearful realization that sometimes the truth doesn't heal. It only haunts. Point 4. A new lawman, or lawwoman, in town. Chance was the moral compass of Genoa City law enforcement. His absence leaves a gaping hole, one that someone must fill. The show should introduce a new character, a sharp, no-nonsense detective with secrets of their own. This character could be a rival of Chance's from his past FBI days who comes to town under the guise of honoring Chance but has a hidden agenda. A relative, a long-lost cousin or half-sibling, who takes his badge and wants revenge for something left unresolved. Or even a woman who immediately ruffles feathers, challenging Ray's legacy, putting Victor on alert, and digging into cases no one else dared to touch. Their arrival should send shockwaves across every major character arc, especially if they show interest in Abby, not for love, but for leverage. Point 5. Victor's house of cards wobbles. Let's be honest, Victor Newman never trusted Chance entirely. And now that Chance is gone, the mustache has one less obstacle to worry about, or so he thinks. What needs to happen is for Victor's carefully controlled empire to show its cracks, without Chance to run quiet interference or report back when things went south. Someone else could dig into Victor's black book operations. Remember that shady business Chance was once suspicious of? This could lead to a high-stakes SEC investigation into Newman Enterprises. Adam using Chance's absence to manipulate Victor back into trusting him. Victoria choosing to protect herself and frame someone else. Victor's family may finally have to ask, is the patriarch still protecting them, or only himself? 6. Adam sees opportunity. Chance was a quiet guardian, someone who often checked Adam's worst impulses. Now, Adam has a vacuum, and we know how he operates in a vacuum. This is the time for Adam to either rise or fall, dramatically. Option A, he uses Chance's departure to rebrand himself as the good guy, finally ready to run the Newman legacy in a new, more ethical way. Option B, he loses it completely, and becomes an even darker version of himself, teaming up with a new villain. Or worse, Michael Baldwin's son Fenmore, back and bitter. Either way, Adam must evolve now. The show needs to stop dancing around his redemption and force a transformation. No more middle ground. Point 7. Christine's crisis of conscience. Christine Blair has long been a pillar of order and integrity. But if Chance's exit exposes a cover-up she participated in, or if Nina accuses her of burying evidence, her character could be thrown into a full-blown ethical crisis. This is the time to show Christine not as a flawless DA, but as someone who made hard choices and now has to live with them. Let her struggle. Let her confess. Maybe even step down, opening the door for someone new to take her place, like Heather Stevens, back for more than just a visit. Christine's arc could climax in a stunning scene where she and Nina confront each other over what really happened to Chance and what it cost both of them. Point 8. The return of Ronan Malloy. Chance's half-brother Ronan was always a wild card, FBI agent, drifter, man of few words and many secrets. If there was ever a time to bring him back, it's now. Imagine Ronan showing up unexpectedly, saying he doesn't believe the official story of Chance's departure or death. He begins an off-the-books investigation, clashing with everyone from Abby to Devon to Victor himself. He could bring with him a whole new conspiracy, a connection to a shadowy figure behind Chance's last mission. The return of Ronan could reignite old alliances and old flames. What if he and Phyllis crossed paths again? Or he and Heather? And if Ronan finds out that Chance isn't dead, but in witness protection, then the entire canvas could shift. Point 9. Dominic's identity crisis. Fast-forwarded. Soap time is elastic. With Chance gone, Dominic's story is going to matter more than ever. While he's still young, the writers could fast-forward time or simply deepen his development through powerful scenes with Abby and Devon. Imagine little Dominic beginning to ask who his father really was. Or worse, hearing from kids at school that his father ran away. This is an opportunity for emotional storytelling, Abby and Devon having to navigate explaining loss, identity, and legacy to a child who doesn't yet understand the weight of his last name. If done right, Dominic's arc can lay the groundwork for the next generation of Newman Winters drama. Point 10. The mystery that won't die. Is Chance really gone? It's a soap staple. Unless there's a body, there's a possibility. The biggest twist that needs to be seeded now is the possibility that Chance isn't dead or gone for good. Maybe he's undercover. Maybe he's being held against his will. Maybe he chose to disappear to protect someone he loves. This would be the long game, a storyline that simmers in the background while other plots unfold. But it needs breadcrumbs, an anonymous email to Abby, an untraceable voicemail to Devon, a shadow in the background of a surveillance video. And then, maybe 6 months or even a year later, boom. Chance returns. Only he's not the same. He's darker, conflicted, and carrying a secret that could destroy everything. On the young and the restless, departures are only meaningful if they spark momentum. Chancellor's absence must not be treated as just a sad goodbye. It needs to be the catalyst, the earthquake that shifts Genoa City's plates and reveals fault lines we didn't even know were there. This is the moment to deepen Abby. Challenge Devon. Unleash Nina. Stir up the law. And perhaps most importantly, remind viewers that even in his absence, Chance is still very much part of the game. Because on Y&R, no one ever truly disappears. They only change the game from the shadows.